Believe depression is a real thing?
I believe that feeling depressed is real. I don't believe depression as a clinical disease is real, no.
Really?
Correct.
I understand the argument why Andrew Tate would be saying that clinical depression doesn't exist. Here, I think he's inaccurate, but I understand where he's getting at, because he's not saying that clinical depression is a pathological thing that is stuck to the human. It is a recognition of a state that a human is experiencing.
I know that feeling depressed is real. I believe that the number one power you have against these things are trying to take control of your own mind and affecting your own life. I believe that it's not healthy to hand over all your power and believe that depression is an outside disease that you can't affect.
Where I don't agree with you is that there's no such thing as clinical depression. There absolutely is.
Well,
it's a proven scientific medical reality. Is there such a thing as clinical depression? Absolutely. So you don't accept there is such a thing as clinical depression?
No, I don't.
And that to me is a damaging view.
And what the host was pointing to was that clinical depression is something that he was insinuating the guest is saying is not real. But that's not what he was insinuating. What he was insinuating was that depression is a thing that you experience, not a thing that you have. And there's a lot of validity to that.
Okay, well, let me explain why. If someone comes to me and says, I'm clinically depressed or I feel very, very sad, I would say the first thing you need to do is stop accepting the identity of a clinically depressed person. Stop accepting you have no control over this. And what you need to do is stop identifying that way, and let's work together to try and fight against it.
But there isn't an eminent doctor in the world who would tell you there is no such thing as clinical depression.
I think that's what you believe, Piers.
That's what I believe.
I don't believe in things that take power away.
There is not an eminent doctor in the world
Piers,
who would agree with you.
Piers,
do you think you know more than doctors?
When you say to someone that they have this thing, it sticks onto them like their identity. You can have a phone, you can have clothing, whatever it may be, but show me where your depression is. It's not there. You can't see it. It's because it is a part of the response that your body has. And it's a constellation of symptoms that makes clinical depression very real. But the way that he's inviting it has more availability for the individual to actually adapt through it and recognize that it's not a thing that they have to live with forever. And it makes them a lot more actionable in the consideration that if I were to do things, take ownership, accountability, take responsibility, and seek support, that I can navigate through to resolution of the depression. And that's what was missed by this host. And he said that there's no eminent doctor that would ever say that. Well, I'm here and I'm agreeing with Andrew Tate.
The